Okay, coming soon, we've got quite a few games to cover off here, so hold tight. The first one is something that a lot of people on Reddit had been asking the developer to please bring over Five Nights at Freddy's VR. This is a game that's already been out for other systems like Steam, where it gets positive reviews. In fact, very positive reviews. That's how Steam does their scoring. It's not a number system, but that means it's a very high score. It'd be in a sort of 4 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 5 or an above would be my sort of interpretation of that. It's made by Steel Wool Studios, and I missed this because back in May over on Steam on the game's page, they actually said that they're bringing it over to the Quest. They don't have an exact date yet, but their goal is to get it out by the end of this year. It's a collection of classic and original mini-games set in the Five Nights universe. And if you look at the comments from people who are on Reddit, they really love this content. It's both scary and interesting, and it has a lot of interesting variety. And so if you're into this kind of a game and you're looking for something scary to add to your arsenal, this is another one to keep your eye on. And it's coming out, like I said, at some point this year. And another game that I think is just a hoot is called Accounting Plus. This is a very strange game. I don't even know it's a game as much as just an experience with game-like aspects, but it's coming, and it's coming real soon. July 4th, actually. So that's a bit of a surprise, kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know this one was even being developed. This is a game that started originally as one of those jams, those game development jams, and it's actually been developed by a lot of notable people, including Justin Roiland, who's the creator of Rick and Morty. So you can already get a sense to why I said this game's a bit interesting. It is a little out there, and apparently I played it all the way back a couple years ago on the Vive, and since that time, they've been apparently busy working away on the game, making it bigger and bigger, and now it's 4 times bigger than what it was even before. And I would say before, it was like a 30 to 45 minute experience. And it was so interesting and cool, but weird. And I mean, it's like Rick and Morty. It's just like this kind of mind-bending, twisty, I won't give anything away, but if you like games like virtual reality, this is like that, but even better. So this is one to check out. It gets a 4.1 on the Rift already, so I don't know how it's going to score on the Quest. I'm hoping with this new content and addressing some of the issues that it's had in the past that we'll see that score go up for the Quest. And if you're into dogfights in space, then End Space by developer Orange Bright Studios may be something to keep your eye on. Now, there's no release date for this one. All we know is that more info will be coming from the developer soon. This is a game where you get to fly through some intense space battles, sort of like EVE Online, if you're familiar with that game. It's sort of in that same sort of genre. And this one, you're supposed to wipe out the TLF, which is the enemy in the game, and they all live over in the Tartarus section. It's like I said, it's a dogfight in space. It gets a 4.1 out of 5 on the Go. However, it is considered one of the top 25 best games for the Go. So if you like this game, go on, link below, go and hit the thread on Reddit and voice your opinion that you want a game like this coming to the Quest. And this is a game where you sit down. And so there's not a lot of sit-down games on the Quest, so if you like that sort of game and being in a cockpit, this could be one to check out. And this week, Team Blackframe announced that they're working on a Quest game too called Ghost in the Snow VR. It's a 1 versus 1 sniper survival royale game. Now, this has some interesting aspects to it. 2 players only get dropped in the map, and they've got some game mechanics to prevent you basically rushing together and just having an instant battle. They want to prolong that by making it a little bit more mysterious. And one of the ways they've done that is by giving you a watch that every 110 seconds gives you either some details about a location on the map you might want to go explore to get some ammunition, or it might show you where your enemy is, but you don't see it continuously. So this kind of makes it harder for you to fight each other and forces you to go into sort of a survival area because the game apparently is quite dangerous. And getting to some of these kind of map spots that the watch is telling you to get these weapon upgrades can be quite challenging. And you have to be strategic. You can't just run and gun. So for those of you who like a little more strategy and not just, go around shooting and dying and spawning and dying and spawning, a little more of a strategic sort of play style, this is definitely one to check out. Now, if you want to learn more about this, Ghost in the Snow VR, that's a user over on Reddit, and there's a link below. He's putting out an AMA this week, and you can go and ask any question you want. So there's a lot of questions and answers already there. If you're into the survival sort of games, then going and checking that AMA might be something worth your while. And hey, go and comment, let the world know, because Oculus reads those subreddits, and if they're seeing a lot of people talking about a game and are excited about a game, you can be a part of helping get that game on the Quest. And a few weeks ago, I talked about a game that was announced for the Quest called Doctor Who: The Edge of Time. And this is something that a lot of Doctor Who fans are very excited about. And it looks like the developer is also very excited about it because they've gone ahead and put up a 5-minute documentary that basically a developer's diary on the making of the game. And I spent my 5 minutes to watch it, and I am really impressed. And I can't wait to try the biscuit drawer out on the TARDIS. So if you're a Doctor Who fan and you know what that just meant, you gotta go check the link below. You gotta watch this, you gotta get hyped up because this one is looking like it's got a little bit of love behind it. So let's keep our eyes out more for Doctor Who. The last one I want to talk about is not really a game, but it is coming soon, and that is Oculus announced this week over Twitter via Andrew Meelan that they're working on some major tracking improvements for the Quest and for the Rift S2 for those of you who are interested. Oculus Engineering has been working on this very hard apparently. It's quite a large team trying to solve some of the tracking problems that we all know are happening. In particular, you know, when you take your controller and you bring it up close to your face, it often loses tracking. It just doesn't see things close to your head. Well, apparently they have some improvements in that area and they're pretty substantial, and it will come automatically to your Quest in the next update. They didn't say when that was, but you may not know this, but your Quest has already updated itself several times. That's right, several times since launch. It just sort of happens when you don't realize it. So chances are you're in the latest version. If you're not sure what version you're on, you can go to your phone app, and in there, when you go to connect to your device, it will tell you right there, and you can go on Google to find out if that's the latest, just to verify that you are. So if you're having some tracking problems and you're a little frustrated, this is something that hopefully you can look for. All right, my news section this week called Community has got a number of really cool stories. The first one's about a cool article over on GameDaily.biz. Jason Rubin has said some pretty cool things in there. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article. There's a lot of great sound bites, things you might want to go read if you want to learn more about what's going on at Oculus and sort of where their head is at. But one of the things that he did share is that they're seeing in the data that indeed the Oculus Quest is being treated like a console. Meaning that the data they saw with the Rift and the data they're seeing with the Quest are different. Questers play more often. In fact, a lot of Questers are playing much more often. I can say myself, I play nearly every day, even if it's only for a few minutes. And I think the big reason for that is that there's no friction. I can just pick up my Quest, I can pop it on, and whatever game I was playing last, within seconds, I'm right back to it. Whereas the hassle in the past, where you gotta boot up your PC, get some driver updates, you got some tracking problems, out in the game has to update, like it just had a lot of friction. And obviously it was awesome, it was worth it, but it did detract me from that really quick pick up and play. And so Oculus is seeing that not only am I doing this, but it seems like a lot of you are playing the same way. In fact, in that article, in the comments, a lot of people were saying, you know, yeah, me too. Totally agree with you. It is definitely something that I'm picking up a lot more often. So I think the frictionless system of the Quest is really sort of the game changer for this whole space, because we do need more people in VR. We don't want people just owning a VR device and having it sitting on their shelf because they're too lazy to fire it up. It's just too much hassle. Their life's too busy, whatever the reasons are. Thank goodness the Quest has arrived and has made getting to ER that much easier, because it's only going to help this whole space grow. And you've heard me talk about VR cloud gaming back in my show a couple weeks ago. Well, this week, user CompuBrian3000 said that the latest update from Virtual Desktop working with Shadow Gaming, that's the cloud service, is flawless. Now, when you read the comments, there's a lot of different opinions on that. Some people are saying it absolutely isn't flawless, and there are still delays with Virtual Desktop. And you know what happened last week with the whole drama that happened with Virtual Desktop. Yeah, I have to go in sideload now if you want to do streaming VR. And of course, there's some competitors like AL VR and VR Ridge and Ivory. These are all competitors, and they're all doing the same thing. They all allow you to stream content that's Steam or Oculus Rift PC to your Quest. And depending on your setup, whether you're hardwired, whether you got a 5G network, the sort of quality of your network, your Wi-Fi, can all have a huge impact. But some people are saying it's very playable and they don't notice the delay, while others are saying it makes them feel sick. So your results may vary, but if you're interested in this, it does seem like more people are saying that the latest Virtual Desktop build is the best in terms of latency. So If you're interested in playing PC VR and you've got a powerful enough PC, or you want to drop a few bucks a month on Shadow, you can go ahead and do it that way as well, and you don't even need a powerful PC. Any PC will pretty much do that has a decent network card in it. So yeah, I'm always blown away by this, and I still have not tried it. I think the biggest reason is I'm enjoying my Quest so much right now, and it's just so low friction to get in. As I was saying just a few moments ago, the thought of firing my PC and getting the PC VR just doesn't appeal to me at this moment. I do have PC VR. I own a Vive, a Rift, and I own a Samsung Odyssey, so I can do PC VR on my PC anytime. But I do find it appealing to do on the Quest at some point without the wires. But right now, I'm just in love with the Quest, and it's all I want. I want Quest and nothing else right now. But maybe you're interested. So if you are, link below, go check it out. VR Desktop looks like it's the place to be for streaming VR content to your Quest. For those of you who are maybe budding game developers and want to play around and make your own VR experience, but don't want to necessarily learn Unreal or Unity at this point in time, there may be another option that's much easier coming out to you soon. It's called Humans 101 Experiment Builder by developer Labradex Studios. Now, this is one that I'm having a hard time putting all together. There's a video here. You want to go look at the link below because it's quite long and it gives you a much better overview of what you're trying to do. But essentially, you're building a VR game. They give you assets. They allow you to define rules and how you score. They allow you to define the physics and the gravity, a lot of the things that you would do in things like Unity and Unreal, but in a much more easy manner, and all while you're in VR. You're building the game while you're in VR. And what they're hoping is that people would build a lot of cool content and then make it available to other users to play, and the stuff that gets really well reviewed would rise to the top, and maybe that would then become a legit game at some point. And give you, if you're a developer of it, a lot of fame, and might help you kickstart your game studio. Now, right now it's not available. They are considering sideloading it. So if you're a budding game developer and this sounds like something you want to get your hands on to sort of flush out some ideas that you have for a game, this might be something that you might be interested in. If you are, head over to the link below, and you gotta have to message them either through Reddit or on their website and tell them, please make this available. Please put us on Sideload or SideQuest, even better, because you want to try this out and you want to make a game. And you tell them your idea that you have for a game. There's a lot of you out there who I know have brilliant ideas, and some of you are going to rise like stars. So I encourage you to reach out to this group. Also on the community front, last week I talked about Reality Rebels and their really cool co-location experience. Well, they put another video out this week showing even more what they're working on. And as you can see here, it's come a ways since last week. They're already looking more interesting. What's really neat is that they're actually going to be making their code available for sideloading at some point in an alpha state. And like I said, you just draw your boundaries and it will then procedurally generate, this world around you. And then you can share with other Quest users. So if you have 2 Quests or more, and they say there's really no limitation in how many people can all go in the same space. The restriction is more bandwidth between the Quests and really the game you're making is bigger than things. So you might be able to get like 8 or 9 people, 10, 20. Who knows what kind of experiences this is going to be able to create. I mean, you've only got a 25 by 20 foot maximum space that you could draw. So that's probably the biggest limitation, but having any amount of other people in there is really exciting. And like I said, I emailed them asking if I can get a hold of the alpha, and they said that they're thinking about it. And in fact, they might make it available to like a lot of people. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because this is one that I really think is the killer app. Not so much Reality Rebels, although theirs could be, but this entire co-location space. It is so terribly exciting. Like I said, I'm going to do everything I can to dig up all the information each week, and as soon as you all can try it, I'm going to be letting you know. User Office Beats came up with this idea where they took just an everyday shoe insert, and you can buy these at most drugstores or shoe stores, and they took their Oculus paper insert that came with your Quest and literally just traced it out and cut it out of this material. It's soft, it's flexible, it's a great idea, and it's really, really cheap. Now, if you throw out your paper insert, that's okay, because we got you covered. User Skippington made a scan of it that's to scale, that is a link below to the PDF that you can then print out, cut out, and you've got yourself a lens cover again. And I highly urge you to get one because like I said weeks ago, you can do some pretty bad screen burn, even if it's just laying in your house without this on and the sun wraps around through the window, boom, your lenses have got the burn in them. So if you don't have your lens cover, please go get it. If yours is falling apart, mine's looking a little beat up, I'm gonna try this method myself and make a cheap, inexpensive lens cover. So thank you very much, Office Beats, for that great tip. And the last community thing I want to leave you this week, and this one's kind of funny, is one over on streamable.com. There's a user there by the name of EXABM who posted this and talk about the strangest places to play your Quest. And man, it gives me the chills because I'm like, don't fall into the water. I mean, I don't know how waterproof this is. And it's salt water. If that's ocean, it's done. But I don't think this is very waterproof. I wouldn't want to get this wet at all. So that's a pretty high risk. And I wonder how many of you know what game he's playing. Share in the comments what you think it is. And would you do this? Would you play your Quest on the end of a dock? I know I sure as wouldn't. And then our last segment for this week is our business section. And this one is all about Immersed VR. Now, I talked about this a few weeks back. This is an app that's similar to VR Desktop in that you're allowed to stream your PC to your Quest. The difference here is, though, is that you can stream multiple windows. Now, this is interesting because it's been said by other developers, including Virtual Desktop, that you can't stream more than one window, but this group has figured out a way of doing it. And you can do up to 5 windows. Now, it's available for both the PC and the Mac. You can go today, right now on the website, link below. You can get a free license for this for 14 days and try it out yourself. And if you like it, there's a one-time fee for $9.99 to pay for. And that only allows you to stream to 2 monitors. If you want to do the 5 monitors, it's $9.99 per month. So that's really geared towards sort of the business user who wants to get that value out of it. Now, I'm going to be trying this out myself, and I'm going to be trying the 5 monitors out. It's not available for the PC right now. You can stream one screen from the PC, but the 5 multiple monitors they're working on, it's going to be coming out soon. So you might want to hold off and getting your 14-day free license if it's the 5 windows that you want to play with. If you've got a Mac, you can do it right now today, all 5 windows. So that's something that interests you. I know it definitely interests me. And I've got a special video coming out as soon as I get it, have my hands on it, and it streams 5 windows to the PC. And it's a bit of a throwback to what I did in my very early YouTube channel. So look for that separate from my news in the coming weeks. All right, that's it for the news this week. Thank you very much for making it through the news. I really love giving this to you all each week. It gives me a lot of joy, especially all of your comments. This is such a great community. I get just nothing but great feedback, great comments, constructive input, and tips like I've never seen. I really enjoy reading all of your comments. So thank you so much for making this a great community. As always, I hope you're enjoying your Quest. And of course, this is the long weekend for a lot of people. Here in Canada, it's July 1st, it's Canada Day. My friends down in America, it's July 4th, Independence Day, so both countries are getting a long weekend. I don't know if other places, if your country has a long weekend this weekend too, comment below, I'd love to hear. But all it means is that we're all gonna have a lot more time to spend on our Quest. And I've got a list of things that I wanna try that I have not had a chance yet, and I cannot wait to dive into my Quest. And so, as always, we'll see you in the metaverse. Bye for now.